refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome to Zero Sports Talk. I'm Zero Griffey. This is the second video I'm making today. And it's the NBA Finals preview and prediction. Whew, man, we're finally made it. Last series of the NBA season is here. And thank God both teams are relatively healthy. I'm gonna say something weird here to most people, but it is so refreshing to have an NBA Finals where you just don't care who wins. Like as a fan, I've been like stressing for so long because of the Dodgers going back to back, and the Rams making it to the NFC Championship game. And like, if I had to watch an NBA Finals with any of the teams I'm about to mention, the Clippers, the Nuggets, the Celtics, uh, I would have been pissed. I was like, I would have been pissed. But the Spurs are facing the Knicks after the Spurs in Game 7 took care of business on the road against OKC. And honestly, it's a good matchup. It's a Spurs team that's back to relevance after years of rebuilding, since the Tim Duncan era. Actually, since Kawhi did the whole wanted to be traded thing, injury thing. So great fan base, good for them. And the Knicks tortured the fan base with so much heartbreak. Haven't won since like the 70s. I think since Walt Frazier and Willis Reed led them there. But they did make it in the 90s with Patrick Ewing. And oddly enough, their last finals appearance, I think it was against the Spurs that they lost to Tim Duncan led Spurs, unfortunately. And that was heartbreaking. But they're back. They did it. They made it through the East, which they should have with everything that was going on in the East. The Knicks should have, after their run last season, ended into the Pacers, and the Pacers not being in it. The Celtics not being the Celtics we've seen. I know Tatum came back, but he wasn't 100% healthy, and they got upset by the Sixers. A Bucks team that just disappeared. Cavs team that they faced that I didn't really believe in when they got Harden. I'm not gonna lie. A false one seed in Detroit Pistons who were going through battle after battle in the playoffs, so they were ultimately eliminated. The Knicks, I picked earlier, I picked the 76ers to make it after their upset in Boston because I felt like their starting five was just really good playing at a high level. I was completely wrong about that. The Knicks are the team that should have made it from the beginning of the season to now after what they did last season. This should have been the team picked to win the East all year. So me, a lot of media members, a lot of media people didn't pick them, didn't believe in them, but we should have because I don't know why it just seems so obvious that the Knicks make it through the East, and they did it in a crazy way. They didn't just win the East; they gave belt to like everybody in the East, winning 11 straight to get here. I think by a point differential, it was like plus 260 something. Like they were just rolling this team. And I said it, I was like, and a lot of people said it, the West is like the NBA Finals, OKC and the Thunder. I'm not gonna. If I did say that, I don't remember if I did say that. If I did say that, I'm gonna take that back because that is completely wrong. The way the Knicks are playing should be respected. Should be a lot of people should be in awe. They are ridiculous right now. Um, they deserve all the praise. Knicks fans have waited so long to hear all the praise. They deserve it. When a team has been down bad for so long, I'm personally someone that loves seeing the underdog win when it's not against my team, obviously. I love seeing it, so I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't celebrate it now for the Knicks. I know it's New York. I know people don't like New York fans. I know people, there's biases for New York and stuff like that, but man, besides the Yankees and the Giants, the Knicks haven't tasted much success in my lifetime, especially like ever really. So I'm happy to see them in it against the alien that is Victor Wembanyama, and it feels like history is repeating itself. Like a young Tim Duncan beat him in the '90s. Now a young Wembanyama is who they got to face this time around. But let's talk about it because in the season series, I think there was a run where the Spurs were winning a lot of games, but they lost like 2 games when Wemby was playing. Was it the second half or was it the first half? I think it was around the All Star break. They lost to, let me see, they lost to Denver in overtime, and then I remember this game specifically. It's the next game where they got shelled in Madison Square Garden, and it was mostly due to turnovers. They kept turning the ball over. I don't know if the Knicks defense is just that suffocating. I didn't watch much of the Knicks all year, but like that day they played amazing defense, and so this is why I say it's not all cut and dry. It's not all the West is just gonna win the title, whether it was OKC or whether it was the Spurs, because what the Knicks have proven was they can hold their own. And like people say the East is weaker. Yeah, that's why the Knicks gave them the entire East belt in these playoffs because they're weaker. Maybe the Knicks would face more trouble if they were in the West, but they could probably still beat the Rockets. They can probably still beat Denver. They can probably still beat the Timberwolves. Like this is there's a top 3 teams and the Knicks aren't number 3. I'll say that in the NBA. So, anyways, how the matchup I expected to go, the Knicks are gonna like. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this, but looks like that coaching change worked out after all. Because I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, well, the Knicks are just gonna fire their new coach because they fired Tom Thibodeau after he made it to the Western Conference Finals." And like the most you can go is like the finals. And if you don't, you're gonna get fired. So big shout out to Mike Brown doing an awesome job over there. Um, all the criticisms, all the pressure that he's had throughout these playoffs. Honestly, I don't know what it was in that first playoff matchup. I don't know what they talked about. I don't know who was the voice of reason in the um hold on one second. I don't know who was the voice of reason in the locker room or any of that, but whoever talked to them in the Atlanta Hawks series after the series was tied 2-2, they deserve a raise or like praise or like whatever because they turned on the switch so fast and never looked back. It is actually crazy because they did look kind of sort of shaky in the beginning of that Hawks series. Like it was 2-2 at a certain point. People were picking the Hawks to like take it from the Knicks. We thought we weren't going to see a deep playoff run from the Knicks, especially after what the Sixers pulled off after Detroit Pistons were down 3-1 in their series and they came back. The Knicks looking shaky against the Hawks. A lot of people probably looked at that and said, "Yeah, they're not long for these playoffs." And they, again, whoever talked to him in the locker room, whoever made a speech, whoever, if it was Mike Brown, give that man an extension now because this is a legendary run that would be remembered. If they win the title, will be remembered in not only Knicks history but sports history as one of the most dominant runs to a finals you will ever see. So again, Mike Brown, great job. You deserve your flowers for what you did under the pressure. Not even just like any pressure. New York City, Madison Square Garden, mecca of basketball pressure. That is a lot to try to live up to. But good for him. And on the other side, I haven't talked about them yet, but the Spurs. Everyone talks about playoff experience. You need playoff experience on your roster and all that. So a team with very little playoff experience has said, yeah, screw all that. We're gonna take we're gonna take the reins. We're gonna take the chain from the defending champs. We're gonna roll to the NBA finals. We're gonna have games where our superstar can't even play or gets ejected, and we're still gonna win. Like those young dudes in San Antonio, Mitch Johnson got him playing amazing. He deserves his flowers as well because it's not like he's taken a veteran team that's been there before and taken them to the finals. He's taken a very young team, mostly draft picks, homegrown players. I know all the talk is about Wemby and all that, but like I don't care if you're 7'4" or if you're 10 feet tall, you can't do it by yourself. And they definitely did it as a unit, as a team. It wasn't just Wemby. I've seen amazing play, Stephon Castle. Uh, I've seen it from Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, and shout out Dylan Harper in his rookie year, balling in the playoffs. The lights aren't too bright for them, but let's go back. I always say regular season does not matter in the playoffs. There's certain occasions, certain exceptions to every rule. There's an exception to this one. That exception being Madison Square Garden. Now, the Spurs are going to start off in San Antonio. So easily they could be up 2-0 before they even go to the Mecca. But Madison Square Garden, the different beast. It's the NBA Finals. The Knicks fans haven't seen it. A lot of them probably not in their lifetime. Like a lot of them probably knew young Knick fans that finally get to see it. Others have seen it in the '90s and felt the disappointment and have waited a long time to be back. So that place is gonna be rocking. That is one of the everyone talks about it every time. It's like the most famous arena, the most famous basketball arena in the NBA still to this day. We've seen stars come out there and play in that arena and give it their all and give it their 100, give it 1,000%. We see some stars take it to another level. We talk about Kobe when he was playing the Knicks. We talk about LeBron, the performances he's put on against the Knicks. We talk about Carmelo Anthony, the performances he's put on with the Knicks. It's like it's different. It's special. It really is. And now the Spurs team has to deal with that. And the only example we have of that is the regular season where it didn't look too good. But again, the regular season really doesn't. I'll give this like a percentage point as it like maybe it has 20% to do with what is going to happen in the playoffs. Maybe it has 0%. Like I always say, it has 0% on what happens in the playoffs. The reason I say it's an exception to the rule is strictly just because of how famous Madison Square Garden is and how long Knicks fans have waited for this moment. So that's the only reason I'm saying there might be an exception to the rule. Other than that, regular season plays no bearing on what happens in the playoffs. But I think the Knicks can pull this off. I really do. Great defensive effort. They need to carry over to stop Wemby and the young guys, or not stop Wemby. Let Wemby do whatever he wants and stop everybody else. That could also work. Um, Great play by the Knicks as well. They win as a unit as well. I can't just say it was all Jalen Brunson. But Brunson has cemented himself as one of the greatest Knicks in history. I don't know where you would place him. I don't care where you place him. He deserves his respect as one of the greatest Knicks for what he's done. Victor already cementing himself as one of the greatest Spurs, but the Spurs are so much more prestigious. It's going to take a little more for Victor to be anywhere near like a top 10 list of Spurs or something. Maybe he already is in some people's eyes. I don't know. People are crazy. They probably already think he's top 10 in like everything. But Spurs prestige is a huge weight. I think Victor, he wants the moment. He's shown it. The passion after being OKC, honestly, I loved it. I love seeing how much he cares, how much I really love seeing players that actually care, like, and are not just in it for the money. Although I don't blame them for going for the money. I mean, that's your livelihood. That's for your family. That's for your future generations. So I understand that part. But just the raw emotion about winning the championship, I will always like players that want to win the championship over anything else, and that's what Victor seems to be like the player. He just wants to win the championship so bad. Like his mouth is watering for this moment. So he's gonna I know he probably will show up. I'll be shocked if he doesn't, but I know the Knicks will play really good as well. So this is kind of like, oh, back and forth. Who do I pick? It's kind of like how I felt during the OKC Spurs series. It's like, who do I pick? Because I didn't think it was gonna be like this. I didn't think. I thought whoever came out the East, it was gonna be easily a West, like in five, like whatever came out the West in five. But nah, man, nah, I'm actually racking my brain at this because that's how impressive the Knicks have been. That's how impressive the Spurs have been. There's plenty of factors that can play into the series that can change the series on its head. Um, all in all, hopefully both teams stay healthy. That's what I pray for. I want to see both teams healthy till the very end. If it goes 7 games, I want to see 7 games of healthy basketball from both these teams. Um, Now for my prediction. All right, I'm gonna call it. People are gonna hate me, but Knicks in 7. Knicks in 7. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. People are gonna be like, "What? How did you do that?" No, Knicks in 7. Come on, Knicks. Finally do it. I kind of just want to see it because I know everyone's gonna pick the Spurs, regardless of the fact of regardless of the run the Knicks have been on. And this isn't me just picking it just to be different. No, this is like me actually giving respect to what the Knicks have shown in the playoffs. And again, rest versus rust. We seen that rest ended up costing, well, not costing, but like OKC got eliminated. They were the more rested team, but they still went 7 games. It could have went to either team really. Like, so I don't believe in the rest and rust thing. So hopefully they didn't lose their edge, but it's kind of hard to lose your edge when you finally make it to a championship and you know how much this means to the fans in your city, in the Mecca. So I'm gonna pick the Knicks in 7. It was so hard. I was so close to saying Spurs in 7. That's how close it is. If I'm wrong, I really don't care in this prediction because they're both good teams, and I said it at the beginning of the video. I don't care who wins. I want to see a great series. I'm chilling. Like the NBA season's done for me. I'm chilling. The Lakers are out, Celtics are out, Clippers are out, Nuggets are out. I don't care. Like let's see a good series, but it would be pretty cool to see in my lifetime for the first time because I've seen it multiple times on the Spurs side to see the Knicks hoist the trophy. So, anyways, that's all I got for the NBA Finals show. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, guys. We do a bunch of these shows on the R2L network, and a lot of the shows are like the R2L show with Joe, Dave, and Tomo. We got baseball with Teddy. He covers nothing but MLB. All your baseball news, you get it from him. Unfazed with JJ and AJ. It's NBA debate show. So, um, NBA and NFL debate show. Sorry, you can watch that. You can watch In the Red Corner with Ty, Ricky, and Tomo. Dave's Doghouse, the lowlights and highlights of sports. Keep saying Unfazed with. Unfazed with Joe and AJ. Anyways, continuing on. Football with Coach Coombs. He covers fantasy football. He covers NFL football. You get most of your topics on the NFL and fantasy football, which is coming up faster than expected, man. Like these years now that I've gotten older have been flying, and mostly probably because I work all the time. But besides the point, if you want your fantasy news, NFL talk, we had plenty of NFL news today as AJ Brown to the Patriots, Odell resigning with the Giants, Myles Garrett to the Rams. Did a video on that as well. Go check it out. We got Carl talking college. He covers the NCAA football and basketball. Very knowledgeable on that. If you guys are college sports fans, check him out. And Real Ball is only with Vaughn. He gives you all your NBA talk, all your NBA news, strictly NBA show. And other than that, I'm Zero Griffey. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Stay safe out there. Peace out.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.